So,
Is it on?
next month, in like 5 days, is November. Yeah. Who has been with Unique in the month of November? Okay. If you haven't, buckle up. It's an amazing month. It has so much potential, and we thought with 5 days left in this month before we go into November that we would bring up some amazing leaders that rock their months every November. And we're just gonna ask them some questions to help you go home and prepare and rock your November as well. So, I would like to welcome to the stage 5 amazing leaders: Bobby Fitzgerald, Nikki Templeman, Sasha Boyda, Sarah Newfeld, and Shirley Rogaski. Okay, we are just gonna go down the line. We'll start with Sasha, and then we'll start with Sarah next time. We'll just pass the mic back and forth. Okay, so first question. What can we be preparing now to set up for success in November?
Woo! You! Okay, testing. So I actually wrote cue cards, because I am a known squirrel. So this, I know it should be an easy question, and I don't have a lot of time. But I really honestly try to treat November like any other month. It's kind of my pet peeve when people kind of sit around and then think November is coming. What happens in November is because you've set up everything for from the previous months, right? So you're going to keep doing all of the things, but the main things that you want to be doing to prepare now in the 4 or 5 days that we have left is make sure that you are bringing value and content onto your Facebook wall, like Natalie was saying, and she gave some really good examples. You want to entertain people, you want to have a lot of eyeballs and a lot of sharing on an engagement on your posts. You want to be adding those friends like crazy and chatting with them. You want to map your team right now, like this week, sit down and see who has been doing stuff in September and October and map with them so that they have a plan for November. Make those chats so that you have people, your VIPs, that know that there are big sales coming. You might want to be doing 30 days of deals or whatever, and having your VIPs in a chat and talking to them individually so they know what's coming, and getting your list of customers ready, like your VIPs, people that have been spending money with you or people that you haven't been talking to in a while. You want to amp up those conversations with them so that they see your name and remember who you are, and you're the makeup lady for November.
Okay, so I'm going to go from a slightly different angle. Amazing ideas from Sasha. So I think it's really important because a lot of us will work full time or will have lots of things that we do during the day. I want to maximize that evening time, so as soon as my kids go to bed, that I am ready. So absolutely everything is done before they go to bed. To make that easier, I do things like prepare meals. They're already in the freezer for the whole month of November. I do like crock pot meals. Brady has a really good live, or was it live? Where's she? It was a post about the different, I think it was 24 different meals that you can make at once and put in your freezer. Think about things like that. Like, don't spend a ton of time on it. But it's really, really useful because you just chuck it in there and it's ready for the evening. For me, that's a big bonus because I don't have to think and rush, and then there's tons to clean up at night as well because it's like a hurricane. What else do I do? Oh, I just thought of something. Oh, right, don't spend a ton of time on this either. It's really useful. Black Friday, the last 2 years, has just been for 1 week, so you don't have those deals the whole month. So I take pictures of every product with a Christmas bauble or things that I think would look nice in a stocking. I think Sasha might have some of these already posted in Whiplash, but you can do your own as well. Take them with a Christmas bauble, and then those are things that you can show to people as stocking stuffers before the Black Friday deals appear. If they come up in the Black Friday deals, that's okay. They can stock up or get more for a better deal. Don't worry about things like that. Okay.
So yes, great tips from these girls. My big thing is I do lists, you guys. Like I will sit down 2 Sundays and I will make lists of every single product and who has ordered it from me. Because when that Black Friday does come, you have those lists because those products are going to be in there. They are. And then you have your list of who you need to message and let them know about the deal, right? It's easy, it's simple, it's right there. Put it in a book so if you're not home, it's copy paste message to all these girls, right? That's simple, that's easy. I am a big live person. I have to schedule my lives for the whole month because I do it everyday lives, but I have no kids at home, so it makes it easier for me. Team Zooms, just scheduling lists and schedules. I set up big group chats for my November for Black Friday. So if anybody, I'll put a post up saying, if you want any of my deals for this November, comment below. They'll get thrown in a chat, right? Simple, easy, lists, it works. Makes it easier.
See, and I thought a panel wouldn't be as nerve-wracking, but it is. It is. Okay. All great things. I love what Sasha said, specifically about don't just wait around for November. So for me, November, I mean, yes, it's a way busier month, but all my months are busy. So just go into it with kind of the same mindset. A lot of what they said is what I have down in my little notes here, because I'm not professional. So these are the things that I don't have down, or that I do have down that they didn't say. I like to kind of play around with different event themes that I can work with throughout the month of November. So we don't know what the kudos is going to be, but last year I did a lot of events that revolved around Black Friday. So maybe have themes surrounding those or different things to do for makeup classes instead. So if the kudos has something to do that can, be used to create a good look, or that has multiple colors that you could run makeup classes, you could do that. And following that is like have your list of potential hostesses ready to go. So whether it's affiliate posts or hostess posts, or I do events, I like to have that list ready, but I don't contact them right at the beginning of the month. I kind of contact them about a week into November. If you're going to be doing any form of your own type of bundles, order the bags that you're going to need for them now, and order the extra samples you're going to need now. Look at what you could break down from our sets to offer different options, and just kind of prepare for that in advance, because there's nothing like having to wait for that stuff to come in and people have to wait for their orders. And when you're super busy, that's just a little extra stress to add to your day, why not? I used the Remind app last year for all of my Black Friday people. So some people use Messenger, like a group chat, some people use WhatsApp. Just have something like that set up and ready to go. So when you announce, in November what's happening, I don't announce Black Friday deals beginning of November at all. But as it gets closer to the time, I let people know if they want to be on my list and want to be first to know, want to have first shot, that they need to get in touch with me. And then I use the Remind app, because then I could send it as a text message as soon as I found out, and it would pop up on their phone versus just another Facebook notification. WhatsApp is really good for that too. There's a bunch of different apps you can use. And, my phone shut off. And I guess the last thing that I would say is don't stop working October. Don't start talking about November yet. That's how I would prepare for November, is don't talk about it yet. Because if you start talking about it and all the awesome deals and bundles and everything is coming, no one's gonna buy anything from you the rest of October.
I love being last. The best part is nobody said anything I did. I based my answers off of my last year November, because my team and I were working towards double promotions. Everybody else on my team had huge goals, huge promotions. So I spent the end of October and beginning of November basically preparing for Black Friday plus November in general. My number one advice, if you're doing that, prepare your family. Your family is huge, and I would never have accomplished what I accomplished without preparing my family. So they knew how important this promotion was for me and my team. They knew what I was trying to accomplish and what I was working for that month. And I prepared them for a long period of time. They knew it was coming. So that meant I didn't cook, I didn't clean, I didn't do dishes, I didn't put my kids to bed. I stayed up till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. My husband got up, he got the kids ready, he got them to school. He and my daughter, who's 14, and my rest of my kids are all toddlers, they took on everything when it came to the house because that's how much work I put into the month. So prepare your family. If you're really, really wanting to push for your November, that'll be huge. Otherwise, you're gonna have rifts. You're gonna have people upset, feelings hurt because you're ignoring them, or you constantly have your phone in your hand, and you're gonna cause conflict if you're not preparing them and letting them know and understand how much this means to you. So that's a huge one. My other one is work with your team. Like, you really need a clear understanding of what they want, not what you want, because it doesn't matter what you want. If their goals don't align with yours, you can't force it. So work with your team, figure out their goals, and then all together map out your month. So that's breaking down, okay, Susie wants to hit pink, Julie wants blue, Bobby wants green, and list down those girls on their team and what they're wanting. Go get those PRS meetings, what they have to do, and help them map out their month and what they have to do to accomplish their goal. So you really need to break it down to smaller steps and not look at the big picture of, oh, I'm going for green, I need 10,000 company sales. Like, you choke that one down, and that's hard to think that I'll never be able to do that. But when you start breaking it down and realizing it's an entire team effort, and you work through that way, and you map that month out together and what all of your guys' goals are, you're gonna see a completely different outcome. So those would be my 2 biggest things.
Okay, Pete.
Yeah.
Hello? Is it on? Oh, okay. Keep the mic down there. So, second question, what is your number 1 piece of advice for success in November?
For me, I wrote be prepared. So again, like I said, my team was going for huge major promotions and I needed to be prepared. Be very intent with your time, because I know not everybody in here is a stay-at-home, work-at-home mom. Some of us work full-time, or even if you are a stay-at-home mom like I am, I have 3 toddler boys. So I am freaking busy. I actually wish I had a job because I feel like I'd have more time for stuff than sitting at home with my 3 toddler boys. So we all have different lives, different paths, different things like that, and we all are busy. And it's the season where you're running with your kids. So you really need to be intent with your time and know what you're going to be doing with yourself every single day. So whether it's, like Dee had said, take your Sunday, plan out your week, or every single morning when you've got your coffee, wake up an hour earlier when your kids aren't awake. It's glorious. I do it now. Plan out your day and what you plan on getting done for that day. You'll see that you will be 10 times more productive when you are focused on one task than you will be the entire day if you are trying to balance 20 of them. So really map out what your intent is for that day. So if your day is, okay, I need to go live today, I need to do an interactive post today, I need to do a post about my life today, or I want to do a shout out today, like, have that marked down, because you're going to find your days easier if you know what you're going into and what you need to do. Oh, back to me. Okay. Oh, I lost it. Dang.
Okay. So mine is just in relation to the month in itself. I think everybody's going to be different, but literally, like, my top piece of advice is do not promote the Black Friday bundle sales at all until like 2 days before.
Second that. Yep. At all.
Okay, my biggest thing to tell you guys is stay consistent. Focus, if you are focusing on, like we were talking yesterday, pick like 3 things in your day, like Sarah was saying, right? Don't have like, oh, I have to do the laundry and I have to do this and I have to do this. Pick 3 things and focus and schedule out them in your day and make them happen, because the laundry can wait. The dishes can wait. The kids, if they're crying, give them a bear paw. I'm sorry. I need to work. They're happy. That makes them happy. But be consistent, and I get hungry. So when I am hungry, I literally focus, I sit there, and I do what I need to do, and then I have that scheduled out that I have the time to sit and do what I need to do with my family. Right?
Mine would be to break down your goals for November into weekly goals, and if you haven't hit them, don't give up. And that sounds really, really simple, but it's incredibly easy to give up. It's more difficult to keep going. So find some way, I have Sabrina, but find some way to keep motivated, to keep yourself motivated, and wake up every day ready to work. If you have hit your goals for that first week, go towards the second goal for your second week, because you don't know what that second week is going to be like. So just keep going every single day. Motivate yourself and bring that energy to your Facebook every single day, no matter what happens, because that will attract more people to your Facebook, right? It will attract more people. And I'm just going to throw in, don't post and pray, get in your messenger.
I had written down what Sarah had said for the last question. So, November, like I'm not the best housewife to start with, but November is bad. And my husband's kind of excited because it just means more pizza and more wings. But honestly, like what I'm doing tomorrow is ordering my chef's plate and my good food and whatever it is, like seriously 2 different meal services. And I've done like the freezer meals before with team members and just having things stocked so I don't have to worry about feeding my family, because I can't have them starve, but I literally, like it's crazy. I don't think we shower half the time in November. Like it just, if you haven't been around, be prepared. Order your food so your family can stay fed. And same with the house cleaning, like my husband is really good that way. Like he actually does all of the laundry because he knows I don't do it well. Like I am honestly the worst housewife. So he does the laundry anyway. And then I have a house cleaner come in. Like it's that bad that I source out, because I can make more money focusing on my team and my customers in November than the money that I spend on food services and house cleaning, right? So choose what is your priority, and the house isn't my priority. But keeping them fed.
Okay, so biggest takeaways from that is bear paws for the kids, dry shampoo, and a house cleaner, and takeout. Okay, I hope you're all that. How do you manage to keep your drive and determination throughout the entire month?
Okay, so like I said for the first question, I always, and no matter what month it is, I try to keep that same pace my whole month. I know a lot of people do front loading and such, and like that does work for other months as well. But there's no difference to me the beginning of the month, the end of the month, the middle of the month. If I've hit a goal, I keep going. So that's what I mean. It's just keeping the pace, kind of what Shirley said. Like if you did or didn't hit your goal, you keep going. There's another week, there's another day. So just November hangover is real. Burnout is real, and I know some of you are laughing, but it can be detrimental to your business. And so I just want you to be a little bit prepared about pacing yourself, taking that time if you need to have a cup of tea or go out with a friend or go to a movie. Like you can do those little things. Just be prepared that you are going to be doing whatever you do in your busiest month. You're probably going to be doing 4 times or more in November. And you are very important, and you don't want to burn yourself out, because what's the point of having a fantastic November if you're burnt out for 3 months after? And we've seen it happen with people. So just don't let that happen. Keep the pace, fill your own cup as well, but just know that you're going to be doing more than you would normally.
Okay, so I do quite a lot. First thing is every morning I dance, and I post these in my team page sometimes so that they can have a little laugh at me. It's mainly to Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, because the thing when you sell more is that there's more people talking at you and there's more voices in your head, right? We all know what happens. So get up, dance away. If you want to use my song, it's okay. Shake it off in the morning, right? And then right in front of my desk, I showed it with Deborah at Empower You in Vancouver. I have a picture that Alice drew for me when I was expecting Harrison, and it's right in front of me on my desk, right there. So that when I want to go to bed, I just tell myself, I'm not going to swear, I promise. I just tell myself to smarten up, sit back down in my chair. Maybe I'll have a dance then and keep going. I know that Brady does dances before she does team trainings and she does her lives, right? That's why she has so much energy in there. Megan dances with whoever will dance with her in her house, I guess. I guess Asher stopped, but Owen will now. So make sure that you are looking at your why. Focus on why you started and keep focusing on that. I talked a lot about this yesterday, and some other people did too, about distractions, and they will come in many shapes and forms. As soon as you feel that happening, have a dance and go to wherever you work, write down your why again. Stick it up there. It doesn't matter how many times you have to put it on front of yourself for the whole of November. That is why you are doing it. You are not accountable to anybody else except that why.
So for me, it's big time family. Like I started it actually just this month, involving them 100% with my business. And Hannah is so excited. Like she will come home every day from school. Do I get a color in the square? Do I get a color in the square? So like, it just makes it so much funner. My husband comes home every day and he's like, where's the team at? What are they doing? But that keeps me going. Like literally, if I have not done what I need to do in the day, Paul will be like, I'm taking Hannah to the park, you go sit down and get done what you need to get done. So my family is a huge thing that keeps me going throughout the month, but I keep myself excited too. I have to motivate myself every single day. But everyone knows I do a live every single day, so I have to be excited or you're not gonna get the interaction, right? And then people are more excited and they want to see what else you can do. So that's what keeps me going. Just keep being excited, and then my family just helps with it on the top of that, right?
A little parched. Okay. How do I manage to keep my drive and determination throughout the entire month? I think this is an important question for every month, really. And I think that just goes back to what your goals are. For me specifically though, in November every year, this is my 5th year of doing it, I do Christmas cheer baskets. And these are baskets I give away to single mothers that are nominated to me. And so this is going to be my 5th year, and my goal is 20. And each basket has a value of at least $100. So last year I was able to do 18. The year before I was able to do I think 14. The year before 12. The year before 10. So it's kind of built up. And so that in November is my drive, because the more I can do in November, the more I can give back to people that may not get anything for Christmas. And I do these anonymously, so I give them to the person that nominated them, and that person puts the card out from their children. So the gift actually comes from their children on Christmas Day. I'm not going to cry. I started doing this because I myself am a single mother, and I've been through periods of time where, you know, I couldn't put myself first, and there's a lot of things that I wasn't able to have myself and had to put on the back burner, all in the name of giving my children what they needed and what I thought that they deserved. So for November, that is just what drives me every single month, and my sales continue to be higher every single month. And so I do set a PRS goal at the beginning of the month, and I use, you know, portions of my commissions, but also from my YCash, and all of my VIPs know that this is something that I do. People that follow me know this is something that I do. So everybody is super supportive, and then I also get like a lot of donations, and a lot of people will buy a lot of the Black Friday bundles. They'll donate one to one of the mothers that I give it away to. So last year, I think I received 85 nominations, and I had to cut it down to 18 because that's just all I could do. And this year, I'm already up to 32, and I just announced it like 3 days ago. So the goal this year is to make it a lot bigger, and it's a lot of pressure, but at the same time, I just know how much something like that means when you're in that type of a situation. So I think every month, November especially, just have something that drives you that's beyond money. And I think if you have something beyond money that drives you, it's really, you're gonna end up putting a lot more of your heart and soul into your work. I mean, obviously my business, that's my livelihood. I do have like another job, but it's not a full-time job. So, I mean, my focus is there every single month, but November, there's just something above and beyond that just really speaks to my heart that I think is so important. So maybe find something like that you could, you know, give back to your community in some shape, way, or form, and use that to fuel you if you need that little extra.
So for me, because it is, like, honestly, November, not like Bobby said, you should treat every month like what we're talking about. But we all know November's just that much busier. Everyone's getting Christmas presents, Black Friday, so on and so forth. But all of this advice is great to take into huge consideration every single month. But for me, last year, because I was going for my big, hairy, audacious goal, that I truly, a part of me always was like, you're not gonna be able to do it, it's not gonna happen. I had fire and drive, I hit the ground running, and then one day I woke up in tears. I can't do this, it's not gonna happen. I shouted this out, I've shared it to the world, I'm gonna fail, and I messaged my wife's sister, Megan. I don't know if you guys have ever caught her Motivation Mondays. They were like always pushed me whenever I caught them. And I knew that she was somebody who could kick my butt and get me back to where I was with my mindset, because that fear was kicking in, and if it wouldn't have been for Megan's message back to me, I would have quit. I would not have hit my goal. I would not have promoted if Megan didn't talk to me and calm me down and get me back on track. And basically, in short layman's terms of what she said, was she was shocked it hadn't happened sooner. Know that? So have somebody that you know you can go to and you can flat out tell them how you feel or how scared you are or how you don't think you're going to be able to do it, because you can't just be your own cheerleader all the time, and it's not weakness. There's nothing wrong with saying that you feel like you can't accomplish it and you can't do that. That's not weakness. That's showing strength that you had the courage to reach out to somebody and look for help and support. So.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, last question. Do you have daily non-negotiables that you would recommend for everyone to do in November?
For me, it's the daily dues, which you have to do every single day, all day, times 10. Times 10. So for November specifically last year, I lived in Messenger. Messenger was my best friend for absolutely everything. For every bundle that got brought up in November for the Black Friday deals, I was messaging at least minimum 100 women every single night personally. Not group messages, not just posting and praying. I would message everyone and be like, hey, just wanted to let you know tomorrow's Black Friday bundle deals, blah, blah, blah. Send a picture, done, go to the next. Hundreds, like thousands of messages I sent. Live in your Messenger.
Okay, so mine's different than yours. I love when that happens. Yes. So my daily non-negotiable is actually just, you need to set aside a specific block of time to work. And that is when you are working. There's no distractions, there's no scrolling Facebook, and so that's when you're focusing on income producing activities. And if you don't know what an income producing activity is, Google. There's really good videos. There's lots of unique presenters that have said that. If you just really want to know, send me a message and I'll send you a list of a bazillion of income producing activities. But that's when you focus. People like to talk about power hours. I've talked about it in Vancouver, power hours, and I know a lot of people are busy, and sometimes an hour in the middle of your day isn't doable, but 15 minutes is. So break it up into chunks if you need to. But I promise you, like if you take that time every single day for minimum 60 minutes a day, you are going to see a massive shift in your business. So sometimes that's going to mean not watching TV at night. That doesn't mean, like, I just PVR my shows all the time. And then if I have spare time, I'll watch a show. So your favorite shows, PVR for the month of November. Get up an hour earlier, go to bed an hour later. Just move things around in your day and start saying no to things that you don't really want to do. Because I know we say yes to a lot of things. I'm super guilty of this. And I've started saying no a lot more in the last year and a half, and man, has my life gotten easier. Like, so really prioritize your time. That is your time. And let your kids know. Like if you have children, if you have family. I don't have a husband, so I don't have to worry about that. Just like my kids know that November is really busy, but these are our times that we spend together. These are the things that we do together. But they know, like, when it's my 100% focus time, it's my 100% focus time. So sometimes I have to literally sit in my truck when they're in the house, and I sit in my truck and I do my work from my truck.
A lot of mine is the same as yours, but another one I have is, with all the November talk, is we still have to be doing affiliate links, which doubles the work, right? You are gonna live in Messenger, like Sarah said, but like times 100. I'm not even kidding you. But make sure when you're living in Messenger, I've been in Facebook jail, it's no fun. If you're copying and pasting something, change their name every single time, so you're not sending the same message, because they don't like that, apparently. It happened to me the other day. Like Bobby said, if you have 15 minutes and you want to do a live, pre-record it. Do a pre-recorded video of a makeup remover or an eye look on one eye or a brow, anything, right? Then you can just simply post it to your wall. It's easy, it's simple, but everyone's daily dues are going to be different. I don't have a sheet where I check off and do the same thing every day. Mine changes every single day, but I make sure I get it done. So just time your days. Like, that's a big one. Just, it's going to happen easier that way.
We're both really mad at you right now. Mine was affiliates every single day, but not, well, get in your messenger and do it, but I want to say why. If you're going to do 10 affiliates every single week, if you've stopped asking for them, you might avoid it when the next Sunday comes. I think we've all done it. The next Sunday comes to book the next 10. What if you were just sending some messages every single day, so that when next Monday came around, if you're doing Deanna's schedule, that you already had those 10 people set up for the hostess posts, right? So that's a really strong reason why you need to keep asking for affiliates every single day. Like, just start now. Just start now. Yeah, book them up. Book them up. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I know, right? It's hard being last. Okay, so everybody, of course, said what I was gonna say. But something with we've all seen the daily list that's really long, and it's great. But what I have started training, especially newer people, is using a Post-it and putting it somewhere that you see it, whether it's your bathroom mirror, your laptop, the fridge, whatever, somewhere that you are gonna see it all the time, and pick the top 3 things that are the biggest for your business and might even be the hardest, because we know when we see that list, we're gonna do the things that are the easiest for us first, and then it's 10 o'clock at night and you've got the hardest things left and you don't wanna do them, right? So what I tell people to do is to pick the top 3 things that you need to do this week, for a whole week, and then do those first and cross them off, and then reevaluate at the end of the week if you need to switch that up. So is it adding friends? Is it sending out opportunity messages? Is it setting up your affiliates? And then see, okay, I had a tough time with that one and that 2, so I'm gonna leave them on the list, on my Post-it list, but the 3rd one I was really good at, And I'm going to switch it to something else now because we know it takes 21 days to make a habit, right? And you want these daily do's to be a habit no matter what month it is. So the post-it note is really helpful and really easy for people because it's simple, you can get it done, and you have to do those hard things first, and you have to do it scared, right? And it is, you're gonna be tired. Finger massages are also good in November. We get carpal tunnel a lot.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. So can we give a round of applause for our panelists?